I know a lot of people watching this wouldn't have gotten to see for the final show, so I'll just tell you a couple quick things. Let me tell you, that cast, they left it all on that stage that night. You could see they were all given like the performance of this tour, and it was really special to get to witness that. But when Jade, I still am just so in awe of Jade and the way that they took on this role on the back end of all of the controversy and the closure of the show and all of that stuff. Like, they stepped into a really heated zone of scrutiny and judgment, being, you know, this trans non-binary performer on a Broadway stage, coming to a lot of states that were not welcoming to that. Just the bravery that it takes to knowingly take that on. I'm just in awe of them and their resilience throughout this whole thing. And as I said before, they've been so open about their journey on their social media. Go follow them if you're not following them, because they're going to be huge. But You Ought to Know is like a huge number, right? Like, even people who haven't seen the show are aware of how big a deal that song is and have heard about, you know, the standing ovations that song gets, and that's a lot of pressure. And when they did their final You Ought to Know, and it was like, you could see it was kind of hitting them. This was the last time they were doing it. They were just like, they lost it on stage. Like, everybody's cheering and screaming, and the lights are staying on them for a significant amount of time so that everybody can kind of get out all of their praise for what they just witnessed in this performance. And they were just so, you could just see them just having this like emotional release on stage. And it was really powerful. Same thing happened when the song No ended, and they're all kind of standing there and allowing the crowd to have their praise of the performance. Allie, who plays Bella, and Bella's a character who's kind of always, you know, this is a very emotional arc for this character in the show. So Allie kind of was the one person on stage who could be crying the whole time and it would be kind of accepted for the character. But she was just very much just so raw and emotional throughout. It was very hard to not emote with her. Being in that room for that final performance was incredibly special. And I'm so thankful to this cast for just giving their all, especially at the very end, just really leaving it all out on the stage. And it was just, yeah, it was something. So I don't know what the plan is as far as any future Jagged Little Pill content from me, whether it's on this channel or on my Instagram. I know that it's a show that I can't stop talking about still. And even though it's ended its run, here's the thing, because now that the tour has ended, that means, at least what I understand, that schools can get the rights to do the show. Can you imagine how popular this thing is going to be in high schools? Like, this is going to be the High School Musical that people want to do. And when I think about the Joes who are Joe's age, the Frankies, the Phoenixes who are Frankie's and Phoenix's ages, Bella's age, Nick's age, getting to see these characters on stage or getting to portray these characters and have the cathartic moment of playing out this story at the age that the characters are. Yeah. As sad as I am that the tour has ended, that the Broadway run is done, for the time being at least. I mean, who knows, might be a revival, there might be a pro shot. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know anything. I'm sorry. I wish I knew more. But to know that there's the possibility for more people to get to play these characters, for more Joes to find themselves in this show, that's why we do it. That's why art matters, and that is why it is so important to support this kind of work. And that is what I have been basically dedicating my life to the past few years. And it is a strange thing to face the end of that, to kind of close this chapter and not know what's next. But I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that this is not the end of Jagged Little Pill. Yeah. Every jagged little experience that I've been able to have along the way with this show has been the most amazing, affirming, wholesome little part of my life and of my journey. This show, for me, was my ring of keys, you know, seeing seeing Lauren Patton as Jo and hearing her kind of talk about her own journey with everything and feeling so in tune with that, it freaked me out, honestly, because that was the kind of validation that I didn't even know I was seeking. But being able to have that be my ring of keys, having the show reopen on Broadway, and being able to see the show and not just see the show and be a fan of the show, but by being a fan of the show, connect with so many other people who felt seen by this character, even though it was in the midst of all this controversy around representation for trans and non-binary people, and deciding to wade into that a little bit with my first video. I'm just like plugging all my videos on this channel, but I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably have seen the other one, so you know what I'm talking about. The fact that a character like Jo exists at all is incredible, is revolutionary. There are so many facets to the queer experience, to the LGBTQIA plus community. I mean, we're adding new letters every few years, it seems, and I think that's wonderful. I was really nervous about that first video because I didn't want people to see it as something that was negative. I wanted them to see the positive and empathetic aspect of what I was trying to do with widening the conversation around all of the Joes that get to be represented on stage, and how we need more of that and not less, and we need to not limit this character to being just one thing, that it can be all these wonderful, beautiful, amazing, passionate, funny, heart-wrenchingly just honest. This character is just... It's been a second since I've done a video on here, so I'm a little out of practice, but if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to hit that little thumbs up. It'd be really cool. And if you really liked it, I mean, there's 5 other videos on Jagged Little Pill here, one other one on the tour, that goes into more about like what the show is and, you know, the performances and things, rather than just like the impact of the show and the tour and Jo. So there's a lot of videos on this channel if you wanna check those out. I'd love for you to watch those, engage with those, like be a part of the conversation, reach out to me. Obviously, I love talking about the show, so if you're a fan of the show, I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, and if you like listening to these sort of long-winded reviews about media and art and the impact of it all, I've got other videos on this channel, so feel free to subscribe. There's a little button that says subscribe down there somewhere, and stay tuned for more content. I've been a little bit out of rhythm for the past year or so. Life kind of intervened. I mean, started a new job, so that took some of my time, but I'm really committed to doing this thing. I really want this to be something that I can sustain, and I really like connecting with people through this kind of stuff. I'm a very, very passionate art fan, and being able to express that in these videos has meant more to me than I really can put words into without getting really emotional about it. To know that there are people who care about what I have to say and want to have those conversations is pretty amazing. So yeah, I guess wish me luck as I continue to try to navigate this crazy little creative career. Stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for possible scripts. Am I promising that on this channel, that I'm gonna actually have scripts to share about, you know, these Jo experiences? I don't know. Might as well. But yeah, I hope everybody out there, especially all the Joes, I want you to know that you are valid. There is no one right way to be trans or non-binary or gender non-conforming or gender fluid or figuring things out or queer or bi or pan. There are so many beautiful aspects to the queer community and to the trans experience that deserve to be celebrated, deserve to be highlighted, given a place at the table, and I hope that the conversation can continue. I hope that even with a show like Jagged Little Pill that invites that conversation, kind of wrapping its story up at this time, I'm hoping that the people who saw the show and were so impacted by it will pay that forward. That was one of the things that the company said at the closing on the curtain call.
So finally, one thing to close it out. So the musical Jagged Little Pill is closing tonight, right? But We have just had the honor, and we are so proud to have shared this incredible show with these incredible messages and lessons around this country for the last 2 years. So now we hand that torch over to you, and we ask you to go out and do good, and please share the messages and the lessons of this beautiful, incredible piece of art, since it's taking it down now. So please, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that's the note I'd like to end on for this video. So thanks for watching. And again, to any other Joe out there who might be watching this, I want you to know you are seen, you are loved as you are. Your journey is beautiful, and it's going to be a little messy and complicated, a little scary at times, but my gosh, there is so much joy coming your way. And you may have already experienced some of it, and I am so excited for you if that is the case, because it is truly one of the most liberating things I've ever had happen to me, was just discovering Joe and having this sort of lease on life about, you know, not just I can be who I am and be celebrated for it, but that there's other people like me who get it. And knowing you're not alone is one of the most underrated feelings in the world. And I am so excited for you and this journey that you're on. And if you want to share a little bit about your own experience, please comment below, because I know there will be other people who can relate to what you're going through. Even if you think that there's no one out there who gets it, trust me, there are.
To remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You wanna know and don't hear. To remind you of the mess you left when you went away.
We have one more request. If you guys wouldn't mind posing for a selfie with us, we would love to take a photograph of the audience. So, if we could have some of the house lights up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn around and face you guys and just, you know, put on your prettiest face. And by the way, actors, speakers, if you look down and look up with your eyes, you'll all look as sexy as possible. That's like the secret of the trick, right?
That wasn't the best, but hey, we got it recorded. And again, we're just doing this for fun. I went to your house. I walked up the stairs. I opened your door without ringing the bell. I walked down the hall into your room, where I could feel you, and I shouldn't be here without permission. I shouldn't